Hey everyone, so today I wanted to do a look at the components in Dominant Species, which is a game in my top 10 games. And this is a game by Chad Jensen. It was done by GMT Games. And inside are some pretty fantastic pieces, I have to say. So each of these colors are player colors. They represent different species that you can play in the game. There's mammals, insects, arachnids, birds, snakes, reptiles. So you can take your choice of color. And I mean, these components are pretty good. It's nice that they're wooden, they're not plastic. I mean, if you take a look at them, we've got cones, which are used for marking dominance, these cubes, which represent different species, and cylinders, which are your different action pawns. And again, pretty nice pieces. There is then this black bag. Inside the draw bag, there are a bunch of element tokens. And these element tokens represent what the different species adapt to in the game. For example, meat, grubs or insects, water, sunlight, seeds are yellow, and grass is green. And these are just punch-out pieces, but nice that they're easy to distinguish from one another for sure. There are then the turn order markers. These turn order markers, there's one for each of the species, and basically they indicate in what order a turn is going to happen. Oh, maybe I should save these. Let's see. So then in the game there are these tundra tiles, and during the game you'll watch these tiles basically spread out over the board because it's showing glaciation happening, or the coming ice age, you might say. And the tiles that they actually get placed on top of are these wanderlust tiles here, which are different terrain tiles. And you can see that there is a variety of different types of terrain: savanna, wetland, jungle, sea, there's desert in there. And these tiles, again, are all also quite nice. I like the art. You can see the victory points labeled there, and that helps you keep track of how valuable it is to score certain tiles. And then there are the different character cards. So arachnids, as I said, mammals, insects, amphibians, sorry, not, maybe I said that. Oh, I think I said snakes separately. Amphibians, reptiles, and birds. And so these are pretty cool. They show you both the sequence of the game as it plays, and it also will highlight the special power of each individual animal. With the reptiles, I believe it's, regression over here. And it also, each of them comes with a particular element that they naturally are inclined towards. So you can see the amphibians are quite inclined to water, whereas the reptiles are quite inclined to the sun, and the birds are quite inclined to seeds. So you can either pick your favorite, or if nobody can decide, then you can randomly distribute these to whoever's playing. All right, the cards. These cards, well, there's two special ones, which I'll say in a second, but these are dominance cards. So during the course of the game, as you score, you may also score a dominance card. We've put card sleeves on ours. We like to protect our cards. But basically the cards bring into effect something different to just shake up the game, you might say. So for example, this one, Eco Diversity, says give 1 victory point for each element disc on Earth that matches an element type on your animal. And these cards are very powerful. You don't want to just let anyone get them. And I apologize for the glare that I see our card sleeves are making. And there's quite a variety of them in here. So here's symbiotic, your animal, and each animal having fewer elements gains random elements. So that's a nice way to speed up everyone's adaptation, hopefully yours and not whoever's in the lead. Cold snap. Each opponent animal must eliminate one of his own species on every tundra tile. Ouch. So that's a good way to kill population off. Really cool cards in this deck, and the artwork actually is quite nice on them as well, I would say. Okay, moving on from the dominance cards. The other two cards in the game that are special, as I was showing a second ago, are the Ice Age card and the Survival card. The Ice Age card is the final turn, basically marks the final turn. And the Survival card is a card that gives out extra victory points each turn, or well, each round, to whoever has the highest population across the greatest number of tundra tiles, basically. All right, dun dun dun, the moment we've been waiting for, really. I'm going to move all this stuff into the box. And that is the board. So it's a pretty large game board. Takes up a good chunk of our table anyways, but that's kind of handy when you've got a potential 6-player game. One of the nice things about the board is this is the map area over here, and it actually highlights for you what the starting map region looks like and how many species of each player, based on the animal type, there needs to begin on each spot, as well as the elements that begin and showing the starting tundra. So that's a really nice thing. Over here is the food chain. And it lists the food chain in order, obviously, of what you might expect, but that is used to break ties. Down here is the tile scoring, so basically it just reminds you what these different tiles already show you here, but in case they get covered up by lots and lots of species, then it becomes helpful to have this table for reference. There's also the bonus points table over here, and things like placing down tiles will help you score additional victory points besides just scoring these terrain tiles. So you can see that you've got this table for reference over here. And then all of the different actions available in the game are here, and you'll place your different action pawns into the available spaces in order to initiate one of those actions for your turn. Dominance cards get placed out along here, and you've got the score track along the outside, the title up here, GMT putting their marker up here, and it's a really nice game board in my opinion. I really like how visible things get, how large the tiles are. The actions, there's a lot of them, but it's really easy to see what's what when you're, again, all sitting around the table, I find. And it's just really fun building this map. So yeah, that's a look, I think, at everything that comes with the dominant species. Again, it's a game within my top 10. If you haven't tried it out, I would highly recommend. And I would definitely also recommend probably playing with at least 4 people, if not 5, just so you have the right number of action pawns in the game. Oh wait, I had taken it out earlier. There is also a rule book to let you know how to play the game. So this is the rule book. It's actually, I find it a pretty good rule book. I was looking over it again today just to kind of refresh on some of the terminology that they specifically use. You can see it's 20 pages, but actually, you know, in the back here they cover over some of the dominance cards for you to help you clarify anything that might be unclear. There's also an optional 2- and 3-player rule section. So really the actual rule book, I'd say, is 16 pages. So not too bad. There's lots of illustrations in here as well, so that makes it go a little bit quicker. Also, I find really helpful, especially page 7. Page 7 is where they give a really nice illustration of dominance. So that is actually all of the components, because obviously the rulebook's a pretty critical component. Look at dominant species. Tell me if you've played it. Did you like it? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And we'll see you next time.